I've heard friends say people have been evil or just bad people in general. It's kind of a confusing idea to me, so I just wanted to address that. It's generally believed that, just pick a name out of history, Adolf Hitler was an evil person. What made him evil? Was it his actions that caused him to be an evil person, or was he an evil person who engaged in evil acts? Are we born bad people? Some of us? Is a child ever a bad child? Is a baby ever an evil baby? I don't think so. So how can we, where do we draw that line? When does a person become a bad person in our estimation? I can only conclude that because a baby is not born a bad person, it is a person's acts that define whether a person is good or bad. Therefore, a person is not bad, but his or her acts are bad. And that causes some of us to say the person is bad because of his or her bad acts. So what is it that inspires a person to engage in acts most would view evil? If we know a child is not born evil, then it's personal history that inspires a person to engage in acts society would deem as evil. So rape, murder, molestation, the inspiration to engage in these acts are all the products of a person's personal history. What makes a person we view as bad or evil feel justified in engaging in these acts? Well, there has to be something in the personal history that causes a person to feel justified, or else he wouldn't or she wouldn't do so. We could argue that people do things they know are evil. I could go out and kill someone and know it was evil. First, I don't think I would kill anyone. But if I did have the motivation to kill someone, the motivation came from my personal history. I'd feel justified in doing so. From that perspective, there is no absolute good or bad among humankind. And I know that's hard for some people to deal with. People like to think there is good and bad, and often people like to believe if I do good, I will be rewarded in the afterlife, and those who do bad will be punished. It's a nice thought when we hold this very linear perspective of the world, that there is good and bad, and if there is bad, bad will be punished. It makes things easy, because we don't have to see things from others' perspectives. We don't have to empathize. We know what we are doing is right, and we know what some others do is evil, and they will be punished. And that gives us hope. That gives us motivation to do right. But there's greater motivation to do right. It's love. It would be rather difficult for a person, for a human being, to love someone or something they know to be evil. If you are an evil person, I don't want to love you. I don't have to love you. I'm justified in not loving you. But if you are not evil, if you are a person like me who shares the same basic perspective of his or her world, then I can empathize with you. Then I can love you for sharing the same experience. And if I choose to love you over hating you for being evil and expecting you to be punished, it's a difficult process, but it's so much more fulfilling in the end. I try to love every person I meet. And that can be difficult sometimes. Some people would really seem to not want me to love them. But I always try to see their actions from their perspective. Why does this person feel justified in engaging in these acts? Why does this person feel justified in causing me pain? And I can look at it and I can't always identify the reason, because largely our perspectives are built from our personal histories. But I can understand how one might feel justified in causing me pain. And the ability to understand that as this person is trying to cause me pain just makes it so easy. The response is no longer anger. I'm angry because you're trying to hurt me. It's, I'm sorry you feel enough pain to feel justified in wanting to cause me pain. I was dealing with a younger woman today, and right from the start, she was very short with me. She was insulting, and I smiled the whole time I dealt with her, because I felt bad for her, and it wasn't that it was funny, or that I was happy because she was upset, but I saw the futility in her anger. I saw my former self in her, and I related so much. I totally understood where she was coming from, and I felt bad for her because I've been there. That's not to say I no longer get angry. I do get very angry sometimes, but when I take the time to think about it, to really look at why I'm angry, it all melts away. It becomes so easy just to dismiss it. And it's not that I'm repressing my anger either. I say, why is this person engaging in this act toward me? He or she feels justified in engaging in this act. He or she must be in some sort of pain. That inspires empathy, not anger. Even situations that would typically cause anger that aren't directly related to other people. I look at these unfortunate situations as means to an end. It's a part of life. And I share this experience, the good and the bad, with everyone. We don't always have the same experience. I had a cancerous tumor removed from my brain when I was 20. Most people can't say that. But we all have our hurdles. We all have our burdens. And it's our choice how to deal with them.